I landed in Thailand a few days ago and have been here at the marina working on the boat. I've had a couple of people out there asking for a tour of the boat, more information about it. So I thought I'd take this opportunity to give you guys a walk around and also do a little bit of a talk about the work I've been doing to get the boat ready before we go out sailing this winter. Moonraker, which you can see the name right down the side there, is called a Chincogan 52. There were 8 of them ever built, and this is the last of the ones that were built, and they were built in Australia. This particular boat is the second such boat that was built by the guy who was building these things, and he built for himself. So he built one, he liked it, and then he built another, and so that's this one. And yeah, she's a big, what you call performance catamaran. What that means is that she can actually sail in light winds, unlike a lot of catamarans you see out there, which are sort of like floating apartments. They don't sail very well, and they have to motor around quite a bit. The boat is a little bit of a mess because I have been doing a wide assortment of projects, getting it ready to go out sailing. This is the cockpit. I have a big curtain up here to keep that hot Thai sunshine out, but that's the helm station. So underneath there is the wheel and the throttles and everything, and you sit in this chair. And yeah, nice big cockpit. And one of the things I like about this is that it is enclosed all the way around. As many of you know, we have 2 small children, and it's important that we keep them safe when we're out sailing. So this is like a big bathtub in here that would be quite difficult for them to fall out of. This is the saloon. So this is where you find the seating for dinner, lunch, breakfast, whatever meal you're gonna have. The table here lowers down so it can become a part of this sofa and make a bed. We have a nav station here where you can control some of the navigation related electronics, and a chart plotter here so you can see where you're going and make plans for places to go. Kitchen galley is here, so induction and also gas, and an oven down there as well. And then we've got a bunch of refrigeration units here, freezer and 2 big fridges, and there's another big fridge outside as well. And here's where you can do all your washing up after you make your plates dirty after dinner. Now, if you head down the stairs here, the 2 hulls are kind of identical on both sides. If you go forward, you'll see there's a heads. That's what we call a bathroom on a boat. And it's got a nice big walk-in shower, which I can actually stand up. I'm 6'2", 6'2" and something, and I can stand up full height in here. And then, of course, a toilet where you can do your dirty business. And there's a washing machine, so if you need to do some washing up. And there's lots of storage compartments throughout the boat like that. On this side of the boat, there's also a single berth bed that maybe a child or a small adult could sleep in. And there's an office desk space here as well. If you move back, this is the aft cabin on the starboard side. And these cabins on both sides have a pretty good amount of storage space. There's a bunch of kids' toys and junk in this one, and another space here, which is all of the food and supplies for the galley. So plenty of space to store stuff. And then coming down on the port side, this is identical to the starboard side in terms of there is a master big queen size bed at the back. But then as you move forward, you'll note that the berth, the single berth, is not on this side. Instead, you've got some electronics, and the batteries and everything are on this side of the boat. Big lithium-ion battery bank. And then, of course, this also has the office. So I've got my laptop set up here, and the heads at the forward here. I got a little toilet ladder. This is for Lilu because she's still working on potty training. And a shower at the front. And again, lots more space. Everything's opened up because I've been doing a bunch of projects these days, and so I've got all the tools out and all the cabinets open, and yeah, getting a lot of work done. I like to use Google Keep for my list making and keeping track of the work that I'm doing. So you can see here that I've had quite a big list of stuff I'm working on, but I'm moving more stuff to below the done line as I go along here. But that's been doing things like checking the engines, checking the generator. I had to do a service on the water maker. I'll give you guys a really quick look at some of that stuff. Under the beds in the aft cabins is where the engines live. There's a light here. And so the boat has two 75 horsepower turbocharged Yanmar diesel marine engines linked to two SD50 sail drives. And there's a water maker, not water maker, sorry, that's the water heater back here. But two of these engines, one on each side, supplying 150 horsepower of thrust when there's not enough wind to get us moving. And I've done a bit of service on these, just clean them up, check the oil, check the sail drives, and make sure everything's in good working condition. And I had a big clean out of the engine bay there. If you keep this kind of stuff super clean, then you will notice immediately any sorts of leaks or problems as they initially emerge. Back outside here, this is the tender, or a dinghy, depending on what you want to call it. It's got a big old 20 horsepower Mercury on the back, and this is like our family car when we want to go to shore. This is how we get there. See this big opening in the deck here. Inside of this compartment is where some of the boat systems live. As I mentioned, I did a service on the water maker. So these are the membrane pressure vessels, and I changed out for new membranes. This is the system that allows us to convert seawater into drinkable water, and what we use for showering and washing the dishes and drinking and all that kind of stuff. So a very important system on board the boat. In here also lives a generator. This gen set cranks out 5,000, 6,000 watts of power, and so we use this when we're running heavy loads like the water maker or the washing machine. We also use it to top up the batteries when there's not enough sun to do that from the solar panels. On this side is another storage compartment, and in this one we have some other essentials for life on board. One of those things is a dive compressor. It's living under that cover there. That's how we fill up our dive tanks if we want to go to diving. Now you can see there's one of the compressor units for the freezer or the fridge, and all of our chain lives in here, and our anchor windlass is inside of this cabinet there. We also store fenders and lines and all kinds of other fun stuff in here. And on either side of the boat, up at the front, you'll see there are these massive sail lockers. There's one there on the starboard side, and over here on the port, I've already got this one open. I was storing some stuff down in here, but yeah, this is a large forward space where you can store things. I've seen some of the boats, the other Chincogans, have set up little berths in here, so they turn them into cabins. And some people have done them up as workshops. Right now we're just storing our fishing equipment, some dive equipment, and stuff like that in here, but in the future I may convert one of these spaces into a workshop. Moonraker is, of course, first and foremost a sailboat, sailing catamaran, and so no tour would be complete without mention of this enormous mainsail. The mast is, I think, 24 meters tall. It's one of the tallest masts of the 8 that were built, and that was one of the reasons why I chose the name Moonraker, because before it was a James Bond movie, it was what they called the tiniest, teeniest little sail that lived at the top of the tallest masts on the oldie sailing ships. The boat also has 2 head sails on roller furling. The black one that you see there is a code 0 for light winds, kind of downwind sailing. And then this is the Genoa head sail, the white one, which we use for all the other kinds of sails. At the back here, the aft, we've also got a swim/dive ladder, which can be taken off or on and stowed away. And there's giant storage compartments in the back of the boat here as well. We keep our stand-up paddle boards and all kinds of other water toys in these on either side. And of course, solar panels at the back here. When the sun is shining, which it mostly is doing in Thailand, those help to keep the batteries topped up. So that's about it. It's a big old boat, 52 feet in length, 16.5 meters, something like that. And yeah, she's quite a lot of fun. And we're hoping that this winter we take our family out on this and get to go island hopping and playing on beaches all around the Andaman Sea. So there you go.